to your speech. I know how to turn it off. I got a button right here. I haven't used it yet, but I'm waiting tonight. I got the sheriff here. He's got a gun. Next, I'm going to call on a very good friend of ours that has worked hard and has put up with a lot of abuse from me personally to say a few remarks. Freeholder Frank DeMarco. Sure. Now, that's where the trap door is. Absolutely. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, family and friends. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Assemblywoman Nelsa Cruz Perez for standing in for Dana Rand on short notice. Still one of my fifth legislative people. I want to thank you. It is truly an honor to be surrounded by the leadership of our state and have them take time out of their demanding schedules to participate in our ceremony. However, I cannot accept the position of Camden County Freeholders, Nelson. I'm already holding 2 seats that must decline. I would like to thank Reverend Dorothy Johns, who came also with short notice to do the invocation for us from Evanescent United Methodist Church in Deptford. I want to thank the voters of Gloucester County who believed in Steve Sweeney, Dr. Warren Wallace, and myself, and returned us to serve another term as their county leaders. I will serve the citizens of this great county with the integrity that I've always promised. I also need to congratulate Steve Sweeney as director and Bobby Damager returning as deputy director. There are so many people to thank, but if I want to be able to not only leave the house but get back in, I first need to thank my wife, Marlene. I don't know if you remember, Marlene couldn't be here last year because she mysteriously tripped and fallen down the steps that I built and broke her foot. However, I said a lot of nice things about you, Marlene, and I like to repeat some of them this year. I said you were graceful, agile, very forgiving, never uses foul language, and would never ever think of suing her husband. She's always been very supportive and a free thinker. She was the first one to speak to me against dual office holding back in 2003 when I became one. However, a few years back she said to me, the only reason I can put up with all this is that I know that you care. And you can say that about everyone who sits up here. Every person up here tonight, it holds true. You just don't know if other people can see it. But I know every time that I have to leave the house or attend an event that I've been invited to or enter a meeting, those words follow me. Every once in a while I think, God, I hope she still feels that way. Thank you and the kids for all your love and support. Lorene, thank you, my aide, and I need to thank all the aides that do such a great job for us. But especially you, Lorene, because you are the reason this office works well. You are not only my assistant, my confidant, my friend, but sometimes my therapist. And as my therapist, you are bound by law never to repeat anything that I say. I want to thank the chairman, Michael Angelini, and say what a great job you and the committee members and volunteers you have surrounded yourself with have done this election. You make a lot of hard work look easy. Of course, we all know better. Thank you. I want to thank everyone involved in this election, especially our friends in labor. You are what separates winning from losing. My running mates. One time I got in trouble saying that I had the best running mates. Some of my colleagues on the Freeholder board took exception. They said, what are we, chopped liver? So I have to tread lightly here. But my running mates are both intelligent, articulate, knowledgeable of the issues, and recognized as such throughout the county and the state, which makes it much easier for me to run on the same ticket. I would also like to thank them for all the help they've given me. They know I'm pulling a rug out here. Although you can't put a dollar figure on it, on the help, there is a cost, and that price is torture. Starts out with, Frank, we have to save money this year, so we shrunk the lawn signs down in size. So we can only fit Sweeney, Wallace, and on them. So this year you will have to be and. So at every event throughout the campaign, my freeholder director introduces me as Ann DeMarco. Now everyone is starting to call me and. So I guess it shouldn't have surprised me when Steve says to me, Warren and I are going to walk in Winona. Why don't you run this proclamation down to South Harrison for their 100th year anniversary? Where Mayor Charlie Tyson, who I've known for some time, introduces me as Mark DeMarco. Oh, it gets better. We had a huge senior breakfast sponsored by us with over 800 seniors attending. And my chairman, Michael Angelini, great chairman, introduces me as Joe DeMarco. Where the hell did that come from? He's been calling me Ann for months. So to pull us together, my dilemma is, who got elected? Ann DeMarco, Mark DeMarco, Joe DeMarco, or Frank DeMarco? I was going to talk tonight about the events and circumstances that have taken place over my first 2 terms as freeholder. It would take too long, and I know that the director would be giving the state of the county address, and much of the information would be duplicated. Plus, I'm sure my time is limited. But I would like to talk about the past year after taking over the position on the New Jersey Association of Counties on the Board of Directors, left by then freeholder Reed, now surrogate Reed. And I got to see firsthand how well respected this freeholder board is throughout the state as a very active, progressive thinking body in the areas of, but not limited to, consolidation and shared services. It allows me to enter those meetings at the State House with a broader view of Gloucester County, a sense of pride, and the admiration of others. And that is because of every member sitting up here tonight under the leadership of Director Stephen Sweeney. I would like to thank all of you and tell you that it's an honor to sit among you. I would also like to acknowledge all my departments and the job you've done, and of course all the departments within the county, and say thank you for your time and dedication beyond the day-to-day routines. I've already acknowledged my wife and children. My sister Kathy is here. My Uncle Phil and Aunt Georgia are here. My cousin Phil is here. And I invited a slew of people from Deptford. I have my mayor, Paul Medany, Deputy Mayor Jackie Love, Councilman Tom Huffnell, Councilwoman Lynn Tenaglia, Councilman Joe Scott, Bill Shockman, Councilman, my Chairman John Vinci, and a couple of our committee people, Linda Tremo and Judy Tanger. These are people who get it done in Deptford Township, and it means a lot to me to have them here tonight. It also means that nothing is getting done in Deptford if they're all here tonight.